What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Blazers Uprise Live, presented by Bet Online. Here on a Thursday, we got a game preview for you guys today. The Nets head into Portland to take on your Portland Trail Blazers. We will pick that game first, actually. It's the first of 3 games that we'll have for picks against the spread. Every game tipping off at 7 or 7:30. So some late night action today, and we'll talk about whether or not the Blazers can shut down Kevin Durant or not. Eric, how's your Thursday going?
Not too bad. How about yours?
It's going good. I just recorded the mailbag. I got to edit it after. The recording took a little bit longer than I expected. I asked for more questions and people came through. So gonna a lot of trade questions, which surprised me, but also didn't surprise me at all.
I was going to say, why would that surprise you again?
Yeah, I mean, I figured, this team is 10-4. Maybe we want to keep this team, and a lot of people seemingly want to still, completely reshuffle the team. So I get it, but yeah. So I talked a little bit about how we're gonna wait on the trade questions and stuff, but something we're not gonna wait on is our sponsor and picks against the spread standings. This episode is once again brought to you by betonline.ag. Use promo code BELIEVE to receive 50% rewards. The spreads from Picks Against the Spread today are presented by BetOnline. You can find them over there, and you can get in on any of this action. So if you see a spread that you really, really like, you can head over to BetOnline, and you can live bet it. There's parlays. I was looking at some parlays yesterday. Really interesting lines for some parlays. Maybe some good bets on there, but they got a bunch of different combinations that you can bet on, so definitely check them out if you want to get in on some of this action today. But Eric, here's the standing sheet. I had a good day for once.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you. 6-2.
I maintained my perfectly 500 record by getting my double downs back up to 500, and yeah,
3s and 4s for you. But yeah. Jackson went 5-3, which sucks. Jackson is the only person above 500 right now.
Yeah.
Everybody else picking poorly, unfortunately. Trevin, you sucked on Monday, man. Sorry, but that was tough. 1-7 for Trevin. Poor Trevin. Aeromancer wasn't here to make his picks, so Taylor Packer picked for him and actually raised Aeromancer's win percentage because he went 3-5. So, any other thoughts on any of this?
I mean, it's not going to really change much today, but next time there's a big day, I mean, no one's really that far out of it to where they can't make a move. So don't get yourself too down if you're near the bottom right now.
Absolutely, I was near the bottom to start last year, brought it back and won the thing. They're tied to win the thing, whatever you want to call it, because I know you were about to say something. But something else we have to point out: Zach finally won a double down. Didn't I say on the last episode Zach was finally going to win a double down?
Yeah, because it was a game where just you and him had one team and everyone else had the other team. It was the Hawks and Bucks.
Ah, yeah. So we agreed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I told you, Zach. Let's go, baby.
No, he's
get
mad.
Get you off the snide. And that's what you get for agreeing with me. You get a win. All right, so I love to see it. Everybody kind of struggling with double down records. Chat, you guys are the only one with a positive one. Last year it was like our double down sucked too. So I'm gonna start doubling down against my best intuition. But my best intuition, let me take these picks off. My best intuition would say to maybe double down on this Portland Trailblazer team, but I don't know if that's a good idea. But Portland is only a 2.5-point home favorite according to BetOnline. Feels a little bit low as they take on the Brooklyn Nets at home with a day of rest.
Yeah, it's feels like a bit of a trap, but the Nets are still without Kyrie Irving and TJ Warren. Kyrie's set to return on Sunday, it looks like, so he'll be back for our game in Brooklyn next week. And the Blazers are without Gary Payton II. Of course, Greg Brown III is in the G League still, and Olivier Sarr is out. Unfortunately, since we're still 3 hours till game time, we don't know about the questionable guys. So Nurkic, Winslow, Keon, all questionable.
Yeah, I'm taking Portland.
Yeah, I'm also going to take Portland. I feel like this is like it's like the Heat game where the Blazers were undefeated and the Heat had a bad record, and I think the Heat were favored or something, or we were favored by this same spread or something. It was really,
But the Heat
low.
are a good
No,
team,
I
though.
know, but they were like so bad. Like I just feel
Yeah.
like it's yeah.
Zach goes Nets.
Zach's gonna.
Where's the? Hopefully you said easy money.
Trevin says Blazers. Jackson Blazers. You already got them.
Aeromancer is here this time, even though to this time he would have a whole 3 hours to send us in his picks.
Zach.
The New Jersey Swamp Dragons for Aeromancer. And then Connor is going with... He says, give me the Portland Trail Blazers. Blazers for Connor. Chat, you'll be able to vote on your double down, but 89% go Blazers.
Nice.
All right. Well, that's game number 1. Like I said, if you want to get in on any of this action, this might be the action you want to get in on. Game number 2, Sacramento is hosting the San Antonio Spurs. Sacramento are 7.5-point home favorites.
The Spurs have a long list of people. Malachi Branham, Romeo Langford, Blake Wesley, Zach Collins all out, and Doug McDermott, Keldon Johnson questionable. The Kings only have Keegan Murray, who's listed as questionable, but they announced a little bit ago that he's unlikely to play.
All right, there's your chat poll. I am going to wait to make my pick.
I'm going to go with the Kings.
In that case...
Jackson, of course, is going Spurs.
Whoops, I put the Kings as home and road.
Trevin is also.
There we go. Trevin is also Spurs?
Yes.
And you're Kings.
Yep.
And I'm Kings.
Yeah. It didn't work out for you on Monday, though, Jackson. Arrow's going Kings.
Yeah, that was a blowout.
Connor is Kings. Zach Spurs. Got the
Chat is Kings.
3 Spurs in the middle.
Yup. And then everybody else is going with the Sacramento Kings. All right. Third and final game. The Los Angeles Clippers are hosting the Detroit Pistons. BetOnline has the Clippers as a 9.5-point home favorite.
The Pistons are without Cade Cunningham and Isaiah Stewart in this one.
Yikes.
But for the Clippers, Luke Kennard is out, and Brandon Boston, Jason Preston are in the G League with Greg Brown, so they're out. Paul George, questionable. Kawhi Leonard, questionable.
Wait, Kawhi Leonard might be back?
Questionable.
I thought he had no timetable.
Upgraded to questionable for tonight's game.
So this is a disgusting game to pick.
It could be both Kawhi and Paul George playing against the Cade Cunningham-less Pistons, or it could be neither of them playing. And yeah.
So, all right. Well, there's the chat poll.
Jackson and Trevin go Clippers.
Dude, I mean, I don't know how you go against the Clippers, because even without those guys, they could still overcome that spread. If they have both those guys, I don't see the Pistons. But, I mean, it's still a 9.5 point spread. Any team can keep it closer than that.
Connor and Aeromancer both say Pistons.
This is disgusting. I would just assume one of them's going to play. You said Connor and Arrow?
Yep. What Pistons?
If one of them plays, then the spread should be...
I think the spread was lower until the Kawhi announcement, and then it went up. Because I was looking at it last night. I always start the night before with my injury reports and stuff.
Yeah.
Don't know who Zach is taking.
You know what this is, Eric? This is the first coin flip of the season.
Ah, nice.
Trust the lucky dime, all right? The lucky dime. Heads is Clippers.
Before you announce that, I'm gonna
Fell on
go.
the floor.
I'm gonna go with the Clippers.
Fell on the floor, didn't count. You're going Clippers. All right. Gotta land on the desk. I'm going Clippers.
All right.
Chet is going Pistons, 51%.
Ooh, close.
And Zach is going...
Unless I missed it, I do not see a Zach pick yet.
I don't see a Zach either.
Thank you, Jackson.
And Kieran and Bonnie.
And Kieran and Bonnie, thank you.
And Max.
And Max.
And Zach. Where's Zach?
Zach needs to bless us with his picks so we can move on.
I know. Oh my goodness, man. Come on. Oh, sorry.
So you type that out instead of actually pick it.
Hey, he's sorry, man. He's sorry.
He says Detroit.
All right, we got a split vote then. Cool.
Split vote looks a little weird on there, but
yeah, me, you, Trevin, and Jackson versus Zach, Connor, Arrow, and Chat. It's kind of an interesting split there. All right, double down time. Let me do a chat poll. I'm not even gonna like type out names. I'm just gonna do abbreviations. They had Portland, who and who?
Portland, Sacramento
Detroit.
Kings, and Detroit basketball.
All right. By the way,
Detroit basketball.
somebody asked me what is double downs because they're confused. Like the other day, double down means that one of these games will count as 2 wins or 2 losses, depending on if you get it right or wrong. Whichever team you double down on, you're doubling down. It's worth 2 instead of 1.
It's like your most confident pick, even though with 3 games you might not be confident on one.
Yeah, and this is why I didn't spend the time typing all this stuff out, is because 16 votes are in and it's 88% POR.
Yeah, and they dominated the. I'm gonna go.
I wasn't gonna waste my finger stamina, man. Not worth it. All right, Portland for chat. Where are you going?
I do not like to double down on Portland, but with these 3 games, I think that's the only choice.
Oh no, we're screwed.
So I'm going Portland. Hopefully they can pull it out. Not super confident, so that was my attempt to not be super confident, you know. Anyways,
Well, you know what? When I've been positive about the Portland Trailblazers this season, I've been right. Okay, so I will also double down on the Portland Trailblazers. Easy money.
Oh no. Oh no. All right. Well, Jackson's joining us too.
Bonnie, you heard me. Easy money.
Wait, what? Zach, you said Detroit and then Nets. Are you voting for 2 double downs or?
No, that was his. Oh, he said No, that was his last game.
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah, he's so late.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was with all the other double downs. He was so late.
I'm trusting the coin, and I'm trusting the easy money.
Trevin went Clippers. Now, Bonnie just picked up the fact that I didn't say that. I was trying to act like I wasn't confident about it, and then you went and did it.
Yeah, I mean, we're first in the West, baby. Time to soak in the vibes, Eric.
Aeromancer says Detroit, so he's going against Jackson. Or no, Trevin.
Good decision, Aeromancer. Going against Trevin is generally a good strategy.
Zach says, sorry, Eric, I'm doing right now. Okay. No, Zach, never have to be sorry. If I'm like teasing you on air or saying something about you, it's all in good fun. I'm not really mad or anything.
What are you doing, Zach? That's what I want to know.
He says doing shopping right now.
Doing shopping, okay. You should shop for better picks. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, I had to throw that one in there. Jackson and Connor.
Connor did Pistons. And Jackson was Portland with us. So we got 4 Portland.
Jackson, easy money, huh?
Oh, wait.
Wait, you said Connor was who? Who, what? When?
Connor's Pistons.
All right.
And Zach is Nets, yeah. Oh, so we got Zach going against 4 of us, and then no double downs in the Spurs-Kings game, probably rightfully so, and then the Pistons-Clippers have 2 versus 1.
Zach's double down doing a lot of heavy lifting, says Trevin. Yeah, really interesting to see how this plays out. I mean, easy money on the Blazers.
All right,
if you want to put your money on the Blazers, check out Bet Online.
So Tori, since it's easy money, will you tell us why you feel that way in the game preview?
Brooklyn sucks. Brooklyn, well, Eric, you tell me this. Last game, how many points did the Nets give up in regulation?
It's like 153 or something like that.
153 points in 48 minutes of basketball they gave up. It better be easy money, is what I'm going to say, because, I mean, they got KD, and even KD says it's him and a bunch of scrubs.
Man.
So,
once again, I point to KD as example 1 of why I'm happy to have Damian Lillard representing the Portland Trailblazers, even though he's not as talented as KD. You won't hear Dame out here saying, oh, look at my starting lineup. Like, what do you expect?
People that listened to it said, like, oh, this is getting out of context. It actually wasn't malicious, and it was a bunch of people saying that, so I don't really... But, like, seeing the quote, I don't understand how that's not malicious.
Well, he was basically saying, like, they're competing, they're just at a talent disadvantage. But, yeah, I mean...
That's malicious. I don't understand what people were excusing it with.
Yeah. I agree. There's no real easy way to put that or way to make it sound like it's good that you said that. But yeah, it also went on to say that he basically threw Steve Nash as being a dummy under the bus because he was saying like he was trying to get the team to do like simple drills in practice and Nash wouldn't do it or something like weird like that. Like Nash had like no kind of practice drills that they could do to get better. And KD is saying he wants to be in a situation where he's held accountable and they work on stuff and he's getting better, and he couldn't do that under the last coach. So it's kind of funny.
So Steve Nash is Terry Stotts?
I don't know if it's even if you can even say his Terry's thoughts according to KD, like, because yeah,
Yeah, so
KD used an example. He said, with the closeout thing, he said, like, we're terrible on closeouts, and I was trying to get us to practice them because I wanted to work on them, and everyone on the team needed to improve them. And, like, Steve Nash just, like, refused to work on closeouts or something one practice, and he got all mad or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if their closeout sucks, it's going to be a long night for them defensively against a Portland team that tries to get teams caught in rotations and attacking closeouts. But I mean, shut up, Honda. Why am I on ESPN right now?
Well, the weird thing is, though, before that 153-point game, they were the number one defense in games where Kyrie didn't play. So was that an outlier, that one game, and they just had a bad game against Sacramento, or like a terrible game? Or did
I mean, the game before that, they gave up 116 against the Lakers team that hasn't played good. They lost 116-103.
Yeah.
I mean, like, they got Ben Simmons, but now they're bringing him off the bench, which is weird. Let me go look at that Lakers box
They're
score.
all kind of frustrated with him as well.
Yeah, surprise, surprise. Ben Simmons, yeah. I'm so happy we didn't trade for him, by the way. But they're playing Watanabe minutes, and Watanabe's been shooting the ball well, so you can't let him get going. But it's like their bench is just very blah. Like, you got the worst of the two Morris brothers. You got Patty Mills was 1 for 6 against the Lakers. Just looking at this box score, Cam Thomas is like streaky, but
Curry's back now. He missed the first 3 games.
I mean, like, you got some guys that can score the ball, but it's just as long as the Blazers do what they do defensively, and then they just attack Brooklyn on the offensive end, I don't see how Brooklyn beats Portland. Like, Brooklyn would have to have a really hot shooting night, which is possible with some of the shooters they have, and that's where it's like Portland has to defend. I don't know if zone is necessarily going to be a great option against this team, but it seems like a team that doesn't move the ball super well, so it could be. But also, when you got shooters, zone can give up 3-point looks.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at the Nets in that Lakers game, they were 7 for 27 from 3. In the game before that, they were, let me see here, I'm trying to find their like last 5 games.
Well, you got Curry, Joe Harris, KD, those guys you don't want to leave open for 3.
Yeah.
Most of the rest of the team, it's probably okay, though.
Watanabe is
not Watanabe, off the bench. I was trying to think of like their starters.
Yeah,
I guess
he's
Royce,
playing 17
Royce
minutes a
O'Neal
game shooting.
hit. I don't think he shot well this year so far, but he is a career like 38% shooter, so...
Watanabe, let me see how many threes he shot in the season. He's playing 17 minutes a game. He's shooting 52% from 3 on 2.5 attempts per game in those 17 minutes. So small sample size, but I mean, he's been shooting the ball well, so you gotta respect it.
While you do that, I'm going to answer Randall Pink Floyd's question of who passes up more threes, Simmons or Hart? And that's infinity times or versus some. Like, yeah, so I take the person who passes up threes times infinity.
Yeah, good math. Yeah, easily Simmons. But Watanabe is, let me see here, I had it, 15 for 29. Small sample size. This Brooklyn team just isn't good. It's KD and a bunch of role players. Who's their number 2? Who's their second best player? Ben Simmons? Simmons sucks, dude. Like, it was so crazy how many arguments I had with people hyping up Ben Simmons as like an all-star level talent still. He's averaging a whopping 6 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, 6 assists per game. 666 for Ben Simmons. 48% from the field. And you know that's not on threes. That's on twos. 47% from the free throw line. He's playing 26 minutes per game, getting to the free throw line, which is funny. Earlier in his career, when he played like 32 to 35 minutes a game, he was getting to the line 4 to 5 times a game. 27 minutes per game this year. 1.7 free throw attempts per game, which shows you that he's not being aggressive off the dribble.
Yep. And
You could have the case right now that Justice Winslow's having a better season than Ben Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
Like Justice Winslow is better in the role that Ben Simmons would be in.
Well, Ben was also quoted as saying recently, speaking of bad quotes from Nets players, seems to be a theme this year, right? That he said something to the effect of, like he loves basketball, he just doesn't love talking about it with the media or something like that. Like when they were asking him a question about his love for the game or something. So
Yeah.
it's kind of funny that he's blaming the media for his struggles, you know.
Ish Fluid says, Tori, that's hindsight. We didn't know he would be mentally broken. I was trying to tell you guys that he was mentally broken. I was trying to tell you guys.
I mean, we had conversations. You were a part of them, Ish, where we talked about how he, you know, people who wanted him argued that Dame could fix him, you know. And that,
like he's a psychiatrist.
Yeah. And I mean, that might still be true that he, in an atmosphere like Portland's team, maybe he'd thrive. I saw that on Twitter today. Someone mentioned, if we could still get Ben Simmons for cheap, we should look at that option. And
$35 million ain't cheap.
Yeah, so that's the problem. When you're talking about, you got to look at a player's contract when you're talking about trades, because $35 million means we have to include either Jeremy Grant or Anthony Simons along with Josh Hart to get him, or it's Nurk and Hart, and we have to find a way to get under the hard cap with another move, or by including a Winslow or a Nas and possibly someone else, so we could sign enough players to have a minimum roster. So there's no cheap way to get certain players anymore. It's not like he's going to be cut or available for a second-round draft pick. His contract makes it impossible for him to get without giving up at least two of our starters and like a positive bench player. So that's just, insane, I think, risk to do that. I would not advise doing that at all.
Yeah.
No matter how frustrating some of you are with Josh Hart and Yusuf Nurkic, I don't think it's worth. Because so what? Eubanks is our starting center, or we're gonna run Ben Simmons full time at center? Like what? What are we doing?
I mean, it's like this team is 10-4 when they've missed talent. Everybody has contributed to that. Trading a couple of those guys for Ben Simmons is just like hell no. Like, watch, Ben Simmons is gonna have a great game tonight. He's gonna finally come out of his shell and shoot a couple threes and make one of them, and Twitter's gonna go wild and he's gonna go viral and my easy money like that. I mean, that would be the ultimate test. The ultimate that would prove that the easy money quote is truly a jinx if that happened. Easy money, Ben Simmons doesn't hit a three tonight. All right, let's just put that out there. But
he'll have 14 points because he got to the free throw line a bunch or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's just sucked this year. There's a reason he's coming off the bench now. But defensively, yeah, he's good. But it's like you're not going to start with him on Dame. That's the thing. Is they need defense. That shows you how bad he's been. They need defense, and they won't start their supposedly best defensive player. But has Ben Simmons even been his old defensive self this year?
He has not been close to what he's used to. I mean, he's still okay, capable defender, but not enough to warrant the struggles on offense. Their best defender by far has been Nicholas Claxton, who's becoming a Bam-esque type switchable big. He's had a lot of success this year switching onto smaller guards and keeping them in front of him, and recovering to defend the rim. So that's going to be the trouble for the Blazers tonight, is trying to get around him, because he's been awesome. But that's the beauty of having multiple players that can take other players off the dribble, especially the two guards in Dame and Anthony. So if Claxton is guarding one of them, that he can't guard both. So that should leave one of them to have a big night at least.
Yep. But I think this just comes down to Portland. Portland is just better. I mean, it's just weird to say, but Portland's just better. I mean, Jeremy Grant
Well,
Jeremy Grant and Anthony Simons would be head and shoulders better than anybody else on that roster, and that matters. Like, defensively, Portland's better. They have better defensive role players. And two offensive players that are better than any other guys. Is like, sure, in the past it's been, Dame versus KD, but Dame doesn't have enough help. He dropped 60 against Kyrie, and that was without KD back in, a couple years ago, and we lost that game at home. Right? You remember that? So it was like 4 for 19. Simons played 36 minutes off the bench. I think that was his second year. I was looking at the box score last night. Now it's the opposite. Like, Dame has all this help, has all these defensive pieces. KD has no help, and even he admits it. And I don't think this team, after KD's comments, I don't think it's going to be a situation where they're all, like, fired up. Like, oh, we're going to...
around him.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
the
chemistry's bad, and that matters too.
I mean, we knew going into the season that this Nets team had the potential to go down in flames this year, and it's seemingly nothing's changed. Like, it seems very headed towards that route.
Yep. But you gotta shut down Kevin Durant. You put Jeremy Grant up against them. I don't know. I think you just put Jeremy Grant up against them. If KD has 30 on Grant, okay, he has 30 on Grant. What else? Like, KD's been having 30-point games, and they've been losing by double digits against mediocre teams. So KD can... Like, you don't want KD to have 50, but I'm not worried about KD having 50 against Jeremy Grant. You just put Grant up against him and hope that Grant can do as good of a job as possible.
Steph had 50 last night, and it didn't matter.
Exactly, so...
Because, it's speaking of teammates that aren't performing.
Yeah.
Jordan Poole, 2 points on for 6 shooting or something like that.
Yeah. But you just can't let like Cam Thomas go off the bench, or a guy like Seth Curry, or guys like that go off.
I will say I'm happy that we don't have to face Kyrie tonight, because he is one of those guys that is a tough matchup for our defenders, and then that makes where, if Jeremy Grant goes on Kyrie or whatever, then who's guarding KD? So they definitely dodged a bullet with that one. We'll see next week if that matchup is different, but they don't really have, I mean, like you said, they have guys like Cam Thomas that can get hot. Ben Simmons can drive to the hoop and stuff, but you can go under screens on him, so you're not going to get really blitzed with pick and rolls with either of those guys. So I feel like it's a pretty good matchup for us. KD is going to score his points no matter who you put on him. So like you said, just let him do his thing without involving his teammates, and that those comments might be even worse the more selfish he plays and the more he scores tonight or shoots. So just feed into that. Let KD try to get his. Just don't let any of the other guys go off.
Yep, absolutely. Anything else you want to cover for the preview for this game? We don't have a ton to talk about today, obviously. Only 3 games for picks, and then just a preview, no news or anything.
No, Roller Skate asks, is Nurk playing for sure? We do not know Nurk, Winslow, or Keon if any of them are playing. Yeah.
Yep. After this game, that's on Saturday. We plan on doing a watch party I don't know, I haven't asked you yet if
I should be able to make it.
Okay, yeah. Saturday night, 7 p.m. tip-off time. Figured that was a good time to do a watch party stream, so that'll be over on the main channel. Join our Discord too. Like, we have events scheduled in the Discord. You can see our schedule and all that stuff. So definitely, can I come over? No, it's an online watch party. Online watch party, not a in-person watch party.
At some point this year, we're definitely hoping to do a in-person watch party.
Killer cheesecake, though. That's a pretty good bribe. I don't know. I have to change my mind just for the cheesecake. But I like a good cheesecake. I like cheesecake better than normal cake or pie. So anyway. But yeah, Discord, definitely go join it. Link in the description box below. And that's where you can stay tuned with everything. We have events scheduled and all sorts of stuff. So definitely check that out. And then, yeah, Saturday, looking forward to a watch party stream. And then tonight, of course, we have the post-game show on the main channel. And I'll drop a mailbag before, so I'll tag everybody when I drop that mailbag. Any final words for this short episode of Blazers Uprise Live, Eric?
No, thanks everyone for watching, and I hope to see you all after the game, celebrating another Blazers victory at 11-4.
Yep, looking forward to it. And we'll see you all later tonight, hopefully with a good post-game stream, because the Blazers should beat the Nets. Easy money, right? I'm just going to literally say that phrase, and this is a test, okay? If the Blazers somehow lose tonight, all right, don't blame me. That'll be on them, but that'll also prove that phrase, all right? This is the test, Eric. If that phrase is truly a jinx or not, all right? I'm not knocking on any wood. I have faith in this team to outperform all jinxes, all right?
Yeah, you'd be mad if I was saying that exact word right now.
Well, you said it earlier this season, so this is kind of like, okay, well, let's just go with it, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Let's just go with it.
All right, so fair enough.
Jinxes don't exist, guys, all right? They don't exist.
Oh, man, you were giving me so much crap earlier this season for jinxes.
Well, I just decided right now that they don't exist.
All right.
Anyway, hopefully you guys have a good rest of your evenings and a good night tonight, because that would mean the Blazers are playing good. So, yeah. And then anything? I feel like I'm forgetting something, but anything else, Eric?
Nope. Watch Tori's mailbag before the game, and we'll see you afterwards.
Yep, cool. All right, we'll catch you later. This has been Blazers Uprise Live, presented by BetOnline.ag. Blazers 2.5-point favorites. Might be some easy money tonight. I don't know, but we'll catch you with the post-game stream later on tonight. Until then, as always, peace out. Go Blazers.